So this is my pond. This is duckweed. And this is the skimmer. So I pump it all the way out through this hose and back into the pond. Not to forget, all solar power. Doesn't cost me zilch. Okay, so to add a little detail, this is basically a small 200 watt pump which needs to be submerged. Well, actually that's not true. You can build it outside the pond, but then you have to dig a hole below water level and make it so that the tubes are actually isolated from the water table, right? And this pump is controllable from, I think, 60 to 200 watts, but that is actually not necessary for a pond this size. I feel like this 200 watt pump is about the right size. Okay, maybe a little bit slow, but that's okay. I'm not in a hurry. Once the bulk of this is cleaned up for daily maintenance, this will be perfect, and I might actually regulate it down a little. I don't know, we'll see. So there is a big tube, a 100 millimeter tube, which gets smaller, goes to a 50 millimeter tube, and then my the hose from my pond vac, which is the blue thing here, fits exactly on the 50 millimeter connection, I guess. And the controller obviously is outside. Come on. This thing here. Okay. As you can see, it's on 200 watts. It's actually decently warm. There's like a cooler thing on the backside. It gets pretty warm here. So I'm not exactly sure whether I can have this run all day. This is by a company called Aqua Forte, and I bought this in Germany along with the skimmer. I just simply bought the biggest skimmer they had. I think it's maybe 25 centimeters, a bit less than a foot in diameter. And it was very cheap. All this stuff was very cheap. This is like normal pond accessories. I'm putting this here, water safe, and that's it basically. So the main connection here is a 50 mil hose, which gives you this amount of flow. Okay. Like in the worst that can happen is that it simply doesn't suck any duckweed because the suction isn't great enough for areas there. And then the worst that can happen is that I aerate my pond a little bit, which obviously doesn't hurt. Important detail maybe, as I said, this draws 200 watts. And this comes from the battery of my solar system. This whole solar system is entirely for this pond. Okay, so it's an island. It's not connected to the public network. It's an island, and it feeds this pump, which is 800 watts, and it's like a water well, I guess. And then there's a green pump there. Let me see whether I can make this bigger. About here. Okay. And this is what is called a water jet. So this is basically a jet turbine. And when I turn this on, it will bring all the duckweed that is on the surface, it will drive it towards here where the skimmer is. Okay, because obviously the circle around the skimmer is determined by the wattage that you apply to the pump, and I don't anticipate it to be able to reach these areas. So that's why halfway I positioned this jet, and the jet pumps the duckweed on the surface into this area. Okay, as you can see, there's a fair amount of movement on the surface. When I researched this, it basically everybody said you need to be patient. Eventually it will reach to the faraway regions. You just need to give it a lot of time. Okay, and I guess the nice thing is, because it's solar powered, as I said before, it doesn't cost me anything. So I have all the time in the world for this thing to do its deed. Yeah. So that's my concept. I will probably post an update video once I've run this for a week or so and see how we're doing. All right, thanks for watching.